And big up everybody and welcome to another fantastic episode of Sort of Sports Centric. I'm Philly 2109 and yeah, this is gonna be a reaction show to WrestleMania. Well, not even a reaction show. I'm gonna do a look at WrestleMania and what I'm thinking is gonna happen this weekend. Because I always look forward to WrestleMania, and especially the Raw after WrestleMania where it's gonna be a brand new start of a wrestling year. But I know the first things that I want to talk about is going to be Tottenham Hotspurs. So here we go. I, as a Spurs fan, have to put it down to watching Eastenders, basically, as a football team. And it's never a day, where there's not a drama. There's always something going on at Tottenham Hotspurs. And it's more deflection. Don't look over here, look over there. It's never just, there's nothing tangible when I look at Spurs for me. And if there's nothing tangible to believe in, why, as a fan, should you believe in it? You have to ask yourself these questions of, have you given me over the years something to see that you're doing something right? And I've said it before with managers here. A manager comes in, it's a new beginning for all the players that come in. It's like any job. New manager comes in, and it's your chance as a person to have a brand new slate. So this is your time to shine, and so you put all the effort in, and you want to stand out so that the boss recognizes you for what you're worth. Now, you can't sustain that. The problem with the players that Spurs have is that they can't sustain that consistently. They've never been able to. And even the signings that we bring in are not the level required to do what fans expect Spurs to do. And this has always been my gripe with Enid, to be fair. It's the level of signings that you make. I couldn't care less as a fan of the Spurs win trophies or not. I've gone through that stage of 2 trophies in 25 years, but that's not on Enoch. Enoch have supplied the manager what they needed to get to the finals. But when they needed to cross the line, you've not given them support needed to help them move forward. And this for me has always been a fundamental issue. It's like they hit a glass ceiling. And if you're not willing as a business to break through that glass ceiling, then I feel like it's your duty to sell it to someone who's willing to break through the glass ceiling. And this is why I look at them and I think, you charge the fans a whole heap of money, but there's no planning whatsoever. I've watched a season here where the Spurs have gone into with no genuine left winger. So we've been imbalanced all season. Whoever you play there is not a left winger. Tell is very first and foremost, yeah, he's a decent player. But for me, he's very lightweight and his composure is a massive issue for me. And it's either you have it or you don't have it. But for me, he just lacks composure. And you can see it when he snatches the opportunity. Like I said before, in his first season, when he was on loan from Bayern, yeah, in the Wolves game, you can see how he just snatched the opportunity. And within seconds, yeah, because he snatched at it, the ball blazed over the bar. And even in the penalty shootout against PSG, you could see he was the wrong person to take the penalty. Fair play for him stamping up and taking it. But he doesn't have the composure to step from 12 yards here, and actually he doesn't have that. It's not a discredit to him. It's just that some players have it and some players don't. And unfortunately for me, he doesn't have that. Now, I look further forward and I think Odegaard is the same. And I have never rated the Pigeon. He has got to be the worst Brazilian striker I've seen in 40 years. And I've watched a whole heap of Brazilian strikers. I'm fortunate enough to have grown up watching Romario and Bebeto and the likes of Ronaldo. And then you're left with today's Brazilian strikers and you think, wow, it's just the same country that gave us Romario and Ronaldo. Look at what we're doing now. We've got the likes of the Pigeon and Jesus, who both can't score goals to save their life. But unfortunately, he is the best of a bad bunch that we have at Spurs, the most clinical of a bad bunch. Because when I look at Solanke, I look at him and I think, you're a knockdown version of Emil Heskey. You're not that good. And you don't even hold the ball up well. You're not prolific. Every time you go into the area, you don't look like you're going to score. I feel like you're going to miss. So at some point, them lack of goals and the lack of goal threat from them strikers are gonna pay dividends. And this is where I'm gonna say Tottenham had 10 years of Harry Kane, and we refused to build on that. It was already there. Harry Kane was already there covering the squad, but we had the opportunity to build on that. We didn't. So why would they build now? They're not going to. They're just going to keep cashing in on the fans. And unfortunately for the fans here, we're innocent victims in this because of the loyalty that and love that we have for our club. We'll always be the ones who suffer. And it's so sad. But what else but hey, end of the day, I can't tell people what to do. That's up to them what they want to do. So I would just say, do I care if Spurs go down? No. Do I care if Spurs stay up? No, because if Spurs stay up, will Enoch learn a lesson from the season? I highly doubt it. And if they go down, is there a chance that Spurs can end up like a Southampton or not in the Forest and drop multiple divisions? Maybe. But sometimes in life, yeah, those who don't listen must feel. And at the end of the day, I put that line here with a certain line I got from Spider-Man. And big up the people there because this is where I'm going to link this to my other channel, BMGT. And it goes, sacrifices must be made. And as a fan, yeah, I sat back there all summer and just watched the window unfold. I watched the players Spurs were linked to. I watched the players that we ended up bringing in and all the excuses that went with it. And I judged the window at the end. And I said that window was a 5 window. I didn't expect anything from Thomas Frank because I knew there were key positions that the squad were missing before the season even began. I wasn't expecting sexy football because he didn't buy a ball-playing midfielder to control the course of the game. So I didn't expect to have sexy football coming at Tottenham Hotspur where they engage the attack. Because if you haven't got a ball-playing midfielder, someone who can dictate the course of a game from the middle of the park, someone able to put their foot on the ball and be able to look for the different passes, different passing lanes, and then you're not going to be doing anything. And we don't have that at Spurs. We haven't had that since Dembele, and that's 6 years. And unfortunately at Spurs here, where, like I say, if you look at Bournemouth here, they sold Semenyo in January and bought in Rayan in the same month. When you look at Spurs, we wait years before we actually buy a replacement first player. Do you know how bad that is? 6 years and we still haven't got a ball-playing midfielder. 1 year we still haven't got a left winger. And you're thinking, at some point, that's going to hurt because these are key positions on the football field. And the worst thing I heard as a Spurs fan was a negligent talk years ago from Alistair Gold, and it was, when we were at Conte, yeah, we struggled for creativity. And at the start of the season, I heard from the Spurs hierarchy, and it was, we're not looking at buying creativity because that's a luxury. And they're looking at it and thinking, Do you know how ignorant that sounds? We will not buy creativity because we consider it a luxury. No, it's a necessity. Without creativity, how on earth are you likely to score goals? And unfortunately, the club is built like a, how do I say the word now properly? It's built like a voice chamber, an echo chamber. I should put it better, where it's all people that the club brought in that it's not going to open their mouth and say anything derogatory. They're not going to say and stand up and say, no, you're not doing it right. And so they just carry on going down the same route. This is why I'm looking at him thinking, if you stay in the Premier League, will you actually learn a lesson, or will this echo chamber mentality just keep going? And every time we have a transfer window, the start of it, or a stadium, we'll make sure that we can. Your name is not good in football. And some of the marketing schemes we've done over the years, when you look at the All or Nothing documentary, how much harm do you think that actually has done to Tottenham Hotspur? When you look at the, consider, there's a part in there, in episode 5 especially, when you see the Ericsson deal. And with that deal, yeah, you look and see um what Daniel Levy was like with Jose Mourinho. I want 16.9. He will not leave for nothing less than 16.9. What do you think that does to the relationship between Inter Milan and Tottenham Hotspur? That will soil their relationship because you're so pedantic. It has to be that offer. That they just think, you know what? Nah, less of that. I just don't want to do business with you. And this is what Inter Milan turned around and said: we don't want to do business with you anymore. And Inter Milan are just one of many clubs. When you look at Southampton, have said the same thing. We don't want to do business with Spurs. Not based upon the way that you've behaved in the transfer market. So essentially, you basically shat on your own doorstep. You cut off your nose to spite your face in the way that you've operated with people. Business can be cold and ruthless, but you need to have that understanding of people. And I think that's missing in society today, is that people are missing that relationship they have with each other because it's all cold and money orientated. Well, anyway, I digress from that. I don't want to stress myself out, and I'm sure I don't want to bore you guys. It's been 30 minutes and I'm rambling about Tottenham Hotspur, so I'm sorry about that. Please smash comments down. Thank you for viewing so far. Now, I'm going to make it about WrestleMania 42 this weekend, so that'll bring some happiness to this conversation. I'm not even going to say positive and negative because I don't care about them two terms. It's a person's perception at the end of the day. You can decide whether I'm positive or negative. It's your decision. And I can't form that. But I'm going to say night one of WrestleMania. What are my thoughts on WrestleMania? So far, I am looking for the best match is going to be for me Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. It's not even for CM Punk, to be fair, because I feel like CM Punk's past it, but that's just me, innit? And I was never a big fan of CM Punk from the beginning anyway. But what I am going to say here is I want to see Roman Reigns finally get back his belt because for me, yeah, he has been an extraordinary champion, one of the longest reigning champions since longer than Hulk Hogan, and only Bruno Sammartino's been longer than him. So I would love to see Roman Reigns finally get back to the top of the mountain again. So I'm looking forward to that, hopefully this weekend. The Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton is looking disappointing. Pat McAfee coming in. I do not know what we are doing with the HQ. I don't know what it just smells of The Rock and desperation to sell tickets, to be fair. But it is what it is at the end of the day, and you can't slap the WWE for desperately searching for different methods to make money. It's the same as Tottenham Hotspurs in a way. They'll do anything to make money. But the way that the WWE have done it, destroyed the storyline, not just for the Cody Rhodes match, but I feel it's tried to take away from the Roman Reigns match when CM Punk did his interview last week on Raw. So we'll see what it is anyway. Another match I'm looking forward to is Stephanie Becker versus Liv Morgan. That one I'm looking forward to in the aspect of we haven't really seen Liv wrestling for a while. And I'm interested in finding out who's going to win that one because for me, Stephanie Becker has been champion for a while now. Liv Morgan, she just released her new single. Yeah, I would say Liv Morgan wins that one. To feel it just after she released her new brand new, yeah, just leaving after releasing her brand new album. Yeah, I think so. Now, another big fan. I am a big fan of Nia Jax and the Irresistible Force, and they're facing against the Bella Twins and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I would love to see my tag team win, Lash Legend and Nia Jax. But the more I think about it, I feel like they're going to make it the Bella Twins in the fact that it's WrestleMania, yeah, and they want the feel-good factor. So I've got a feeling they're going to make it the Bella Twins win in this match. Now, Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. Big up Ben K, because when I say this one. And I feel sorry for Sami Zayn, yeah. I would love to see him retain the title at WrestleMania. And if Trick Williams wins it so soon after Sami Zayn's won it, it kind of mocks the title for me a bit and waters it down. But I can't see any other thing but a Trick Williams victory here, because if Trick Williams has got the title, then it could elevate him as a mid-card wrestler. And so for me, Sami Zayn is another. Do you know what? I look at people like Sami Zayn, yeah, and they've had a brilliant wrestling career. I would love for him to work in the development center and start helping the next set of youngsters coming through, the young talents for the likes of WWE Evolve and for NXT potentially. I'd love to see him go into coaching them, some of them. So, and just before he leaves here, try and give a leg up to the likes of Chick Williams. So I think Chick Daddy's going to win that one. Now, another woman who I do like, and I've liked her for a while. I've liked her from AEW, and for me, her crowning moment has to be when she did the how do I say the words? Was there comments there? Who's that in the comment section? Hello. I can't see anything. Sorry about this. I'm having a bit of trouble here. I can barely see the words coming out. Sorry, people. What were you saying? Oh, sorry. But Stream, thank you very much. It's just me just doing rambling and just cooking from the top of my head. So thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for the more support in the chat. But yeah, I'm just looking at I was just mentioning the Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley match for WrestleMania on Sunday. Right. I am looking since Elimination Chamber. I have been a massive Jade Cargill fan. Her when she did her comeback and she just beat Naomi so badly, I was a massive fan of that. And since she's had that title, she has been dominating. Even when she won the belt, the way that she gave Jaded Edge to Tiffany Stratton, you could just see the dominance from her. And I'm looking forward to seeing her versus Rhea Ripley this Sunday. Sorry in the chat, I can't really see your comments. I would like to thank each and every one of you. I will try my best to be able to talk to you guys individually. Please leave your comments after the video and I will respond to every single one of them, I promise you. But yeah, there's so much going on at WrestleMania this weekend. And even before WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday, we also have the Hall of Fame going on, where we're going to have Stephanie definitely going to the Hall of Fame this year. And like I said, the Monday after WrestleMania is sometimes actually better than WrestleMania itself, especially when we had WrestleMania 37. That Monday after was actually better than the WrestleMania. So it's a lot to talk about, and I will be back with another video before that. I promise you, there'll be another Spurs game before that, so I'll have to do some more ramblings anyway. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.